King Kaka had started earning money, so he was doing gigs once in a while. In our entrepreneurship journey as a label, it reached a point where we had our own internal employees sort of going against us, or rather doing things that we never anticipated them to do. So it brought a lot of losses, financially, emotionally. It affected us 360 generally in what we do. King Kaka had started earning money, so he was doing gigs once in a while. He was being called for performances, for appearances. I remember one of our most memorable gigs we had was Chaguo Latinis. There's a lady called Ombima. She used to work at Switch TV. She gave us our first Chaguo Latinis gig. By that time, she was working for Insider magazine. Na tulilipo, I think 10,000 shillings to perform for 30 minutes or 15 minutes at that time. By that time, kulikuwa na ile uizia, ile hesti ya G4S. G4S has stolen a lot of money. They used to steal this cash in transit. So it was talk of the town. I think it had happened 3 or 4 times. Their guard has stolen money. So Kaka came up with an idea where he wants to perform in a G4S shirt. So I remember we used to have G4S at NIC Bank, and I used to have good friends there. So there was a guard who used to man an ATM up to 20th century at that point. Tukaenda tukamwelezea, this is our idea. Nataka utupatie shati, sisi ni wasanii, tunataka kwenda perform nayo, tutakutumia hata picha. So the guy was excited. We convinced him, he gave us the shirt. And yeah, Kaka performed with the G4S shirt, man. It was nice. It was a very good experience. I think that was the first major big concert I had. Nilikuwa natoka kina Jua Kali. I remember Kaka performed alongside what's this, Q-Tasi. Q-Tasi had a hit song called Narudi Ocha, Ocha, Narudi Ocha. Kaka hapo anaongea stories za niko kwa jam na kam. Nakumbuka tukiona guys holding placards of posters for Jua Kali. Jua Kali was big, man. Kama unaota ndo Jua Kali. Kina Prezo. Yeah, so that was the first exposure to big concerts and big productions. And yeah, it was a good experience. So back to what I was saying. So still in insurance, my passion for music was still there. So I started sort of finding ways of creating structure at Kaka Empire. So Kaka was earning an income, so I thought here there's something. And if we get serious with what we're doing this other side as a label, why get employed when you can do our things by ourselves? So after 3.5 years in insurance, I quit. I said, now I've quit. I want to focus on Kaka Empire. And this was a very, very big risk, I think. It was a big risk. Major. From your comfort of earning a salary with commissions to you now going to the streets again and becoming a salesperson to sell your brands or artists for you to earn money. So the journey was incredible, The journey was, it taught me a lot. I think I can say this was my first journey of being a proper entrepreneur. Sleepless nights, long days, short nights. We did a lot of things. So we worked towards creating brand Kaka. It became a household name. I remember the car that I bought then, it was a Toyota Mark X. We used to use that car for gigs. And we used to go with it everywhere in the country. Unaitwa show Kisii, tuko nayo huko. Unaitwa show Nakuru, we are there. So all in all, it was a blessing, both ends. So we used that opportunity on what we had to create the same. The other thing we did at Kaka Empire is we created structure. So number one, as an artist, we saw the importance of having a DJ, and that's how DJ GR came into the picture. We saw the importance of having a manager who is professional. So I remember those days I used to go for meetings and guys wananiuliza bwana, wewe uko muziki kweli, umevaa suti na tai? Si tumezoea watu wamevaa jeans na wamesag na kuna makofia hapa. So the structure they brought in the industry, or how we are running the label, brought us to where we are today. And it is through that persistent hard work and growth that we became a household name as Kaka Empire. And then now we decided we are ready to bring in new artists, or other more artists. So the first artist we brought on board was Femi One. I remember, I have that picture somewhere. I'm going to show you that picture here. We signed Femi One at the contract. We signed that contract at such fast food place. It used to have one upstairs pale. Street. Wimpy, kulikuwa na Wimpy. Ile ngine utawaje ile ilikuwa na blue on purple. Yeah, so it was like a sort of a galito sort of structure. Ilikuwa kitu kama hiyo. We met with Femi One, tukamwambia now we're working with you, mpaka tukamvalisha hoodie ya Kaka Empire. I have that picture, maroon and white. Na tukapost congratulations and welcome to Kaka Empire. Yeah, so Femi One was our second artist. Of course, Kaka was the first one. So Femi One was the second artist that we signed Kaka Empire. And we're going to talk about Femi One, a very beautiful and inspirational story that she became who she is today. After that, I think the second artist we signed was Avril. Yeah, we signed Avril. We worked with Avril. She became part of the team. After that, we signed Rich Mavoko from Tanzania. I know these guys normally joke around with me and tell me, I signed the guy because I enjoyed his songs, but I was a big fan of Rich Mavoko. Shout out to Rich Mavoko. We were still good friends to date. So we signed Rich Mavoko. It was a major thing, a label in Kenya signing an artist in Tanzania. It was major, and we gave him a lot of gigs here. We exposed him to this industry. We showed him how to do things here. So it was a very good exposure. After Mavoko, I think the other person we signed was Timitidat Kasabuni. We also worked with Timitidat for a while. It was a very, very good partnership. Then Kaka discovered Arrowboy. Kanaambia buda kuna jamaa anaitwa Arrowboy anaimba manze. Hebu sikiza ngoma zake. So we met Arrowboy, I think in town, if I can remember, Java Koinange Street. Na alikuja na Mike, there's this other producer. Alikuwa na studio Nairobi West. Edu G. Okay, I remember the name. So he came with that guy, Mike Black. Yes, he came with Mike Black. We spoke about it. I think at that time he was working with the KRG. So we brought him on board. He finally joined Kaka Empire. So it was a beautiful partnership. I think we gave him his first international gig in Mauritius. I'll look for that clip also. We're gonna put it here. He had a grand presidential welcome in Mauritius. He had a very big song there. The song Digi Digi became very popular there, and we got invited for a concert. Then after Arrowboy, we signed 3 more brands. So we had Bridget Blue. She was a female singer. You already know which Bridget Blue is. Then we had a lady called Laika. Laika also joined the team for artists. And then we also had a boy band called Jadi. So by that time, Jadi, there were 3 boys. There was Brandon, Ethan, and Vince. So in total, we had King Kaka, Femi One, Avril, Timitidat, Arrowboy, Jadi, Bridget Blue, Laika. And then we also signed Pascal Tokodi. And also we had Owagonyiro. Owagonyiro was a stand-up comedian. He was part of the label. Then we also ventured into DJ. So we had a DJ unit called Empire DJ. So we had DJ Will, DJ Lex, and DJ JR. Of course, you know DJ JR and DJ Will. Yeah, so we were a fully fledged music label. And our passion for music became a living testimony on how you can actually create a brand from nothing to what it is. we were now entering into rooms and stages and places where we only dreamt of. We were meeting people that we only dreamt of. We were making decisions that are so major. I remember us working with Safaricom, with King Kaka. We did the Islando tour. It was one of our biggest projects. It was massive. Remember, we had a tour truck going around the country with Kaka's picture. Islando royalties, Islando tour. We went all towards all the towns in Nairobi. It was major. To signing big deals for Femi One, for Timothy Dat, for Pascal, working with Mindoff and the rest. So it was good. It was an amazing journey. So the big risk I took, leaving employment towards creating, or rather building Kaka Empire, or being part of the label and making it what it is today, was worthwhile. So to every young entrepreneur who has fear of taking a risk, this is evidence that once you take a risk and you are consistent and persistent in what you do and you work towards achieving the dreams of what you plan to do, it can actually materialize to something that you will be proud of for the rest of your life. And that is how Kaka Empire came to be. There's the happy story that I've told you about and how I became what I am today, from being a small boy at Pumwani maternity to now being part of a big label and being a successful entrepreneur in a way or two. But there's also a downside to it, and I'll just touch on my entrepreneurship journey. For you to be a successful entrepreneur, there's a lot of sacrifices that one needs to take. Apart from the early days, the early mornings, the late nights, you tend to spend a lot of time building a brand. A brand is like a baby, so you tend to spend a lot of time building this baby to be a grown person, to be a big company that you're able to earn from. And I remember I got married at a very young age at that point. I think when I was married, I was 26 or 27. And my entrepreneurship journey robbed me away from my family life. So I used to spend a lot of days and a lot of nights working. And the downside about it is I missed a lot in terms of my family life. And when you do that, it leads you to things that you never wished you did. The other thing is when you're building a team, you tend to trust people fully in everything that they do. So if I give you an assignment, for example, if you're working for me as an assistant, you tend to trust this person that he has the same vision as you. He has the same feeling for this brand as you. So you assume that they will always protect the brand and protect the business as you would have, because you see, the brand is like your own child. So you assume that this person that you've employed is going to protect the brand as it is. So one thing that the downside is people take advantage. So in our entrepreneurship journey as a label, it reached a point where we had our own internal employees sort of going against us, or rather doing things that we never anticipated them to do. So it brought a lot of losses, financially, emotionally. It affected us 360 generally in what we do, affected our state of work, life in a way, because you see, this is a child that you've raised, a brand that you've built since scratch, and then someone has come and stolen away what you built. So it was really a hard time for us. So at some point, we had major financial crisis. We could not pay employees. I remember the time we had about 11 people that were employed under the company. And I had taken away all my savings just to pay for their salaries for 3 months. And I didn't have any savings anymore. and I had to call them for a meeting and told them, listen guys, we're not doing well. As you know, financially we are struggling because 1 or 2 brands have fallen off and we don't have the same revenue we had some years back. So I'm not able to pay you. So you have one choice. You either leave, and I will not judge if you leave because I understand you have bills to pay and mouths to feed, or you would stay and see if things are going to work out in future.